Hello, people. Your boy KP, Heather Hurt, Nerds Rule the World. Another week of entertainment picks. It's picks, y'all. It's August. It's kind of a rainy day outside. Kind of feeling a little blah, but there's some good entertainment heading this way. As a matter of fact, I think two of my picks, I think for myself, I think are as of this date span of the year, probably two of the best thrillers of the year thus far. Joining Longlegs. For me, as some of the best thrillers. So two of the three are thrillers that I think are top of the year. That's my opinion. I don't know what Heather's are. Along with a return of a superhero that some people aren't feeling because they're caught up in the feels because of a certain Brandon Lee, who we all love. Brandon Lee, shout out, no disrespect. That was a great classic OG film, but it's time to move on. And I think this one brings it. But I know there's a lot of people that don't feel that way. But they just can't get themselves out of their box. But anyway, we don't talk about people around here, do we, Heather? And we don't get on soapboxes. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just excited for this week's picks, if you was. I'm feeling a little blah, but I'm excited for this week's picks because this, to me, I think some of the best, like I said earlier, two of the best thrillers. And I really enjoyed this new superhero film that, a lot of people kind of feel some kind of way about. But a lot of people are letting that get in their lane, and I think they shouldn't. Anyway, but we do what we do here.
Okay. All right. Rock on. I think it's more of an anti-hero, but I get you.
Yes, you're right. You're perfectly right as well. I'm just because it comes from comics. We come from comics. So anyway, as we start off, let's get into what we've been watching. I know you've been busy with a lot of other things, and we're all touching grass out here, except right now it's too wet because of the rain. But what have you been up to? What are you watching?
Watching some things that I can't talk about just yet, but there'll be reviews, so there'll be reviews up. Mostly just once again, kind of going off of last week. I'm kind of in an anime kind of uptick. We're checking out some new things, watch some random fun stuff. A lot of anime has a lot of otherworld like fantasy shows. And so we're diving into some really weird ones just to see what the heck they are. I can't even remember the names. Some of them are some of the titles are 20 or 30 words. It's ridiculous. But it's just a lot of fun to kind of let yourself go and enjoy yourself. So yeah, just kind of doing the anime thing and watching some movies that y'all just need to kind of watch the channel for. So
nope.
Some of them might be talked about today. You never know.
Very true. I've been catching up on my DVR, if you will. Some of the wrestling that I haven't seen because I was gone. Finally watched SummerSlam that happened while I was on vacation. Really good SummerSlam. And like a lot of those wrestling bios, that they do on AMC or A&E or whatever.
all the A&E documentaries.
Yeah, and those are really cool, kind of. And also heartbreaking. I was a huge fan of Jake the Snake Roberts. His whole journey in life has been a struggle. If you're a fan of Jake the Snake or if you're familiar with Jake the Snake, but just seeing a lot of how wrestling took a toll on their lives and, because they're gone, and then also the physicality and everything. It's just heartbreaking. But yeah, doing a lot of that. And obviously like you as well, watching things we can't exactly talk about until we can. So let's get to things we can't talk about, Heather, because there's a lot of stuff we are planning to put out there on the channel for the people. You ready to get going?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. As I kind of stated earlier, we have a return of an anti-hero per Heather, starring Bill Skarsgård, FKA Twigs, Danny Huston, and more. The Crow from Lionsgate. Let's check it out.
What's the first thing you liked about me?
I thought that you were quite brilliantly broken.
You feel like my person.
You feel like my person.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I saw things. I shouldn't have seen any of it.
Julie! Julie! Please don't do this!
I feel you crumbling, my arms down to your heart.
When someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes something so bad happens that the soul cannot rest. Until you put the wrong things right. You were given the power of a god. But you're running out of time to save her. I'm gonna kill them. Every single one of them. I killed you.
Yeah, you did.
We have a problem. He came for us.
First impulse. Anger.
It's not anger. It's love.
Look at what you've become. You know that love promises only pain. You have no idea what hell awaits you. No, I do.
How many people have you loved?
I'll never be alone.
All right, there you go. The Crow drops this week. Heather, keep it real. What do you think about this new Crow? Were you a fan of the OG stuff? Your familiarity with the comics?
I'm not as familiar with the Crow. I know the original series, the 1989 original series. I'm not as familiar or kept up to date with the 45. I think it said 45 issues-ish that are currently, there were special editions, there were side stories, there were a whole bunch of stuff. But one of the big things about the Crow is that it could literally be anyone. Anyone can take on this position. It is how you are picked. And I think that is supposed to really resonate with the films, with the television shows. This is far from the first reboot recreation. And technically that's one of the benefits. That's one of the things about the Crow is that it is not a person. It is a being. It is a personality. It is a physical, it is a status, like it is a death status. And I think that's important for us to remember with any movie. The original was incredible. The original has a place in a lot of people's hearts, especially those who have had traumatic experiences. But I don't see a problem with this movie. I kind of wish that the only thing concerns me is the fact that we have not had a quality Crow film since the 94 film. Is it 94?
I can't remember the date. That was you're talking the original Brandon Lee, correct?
Yeah, the original.
Because the other ones were terrible. Let's be honest.
The problem is that there are two problems with this film. One, we have people who stand up and believe that there is nothing better, there never will be anything better, there never could be anything better, and so they prejudge something even though they've never seen it, which is something that you should never do. You can't do that. And then you have the people who have an arguably good opinion of, we haven't gotten anything good since. There have been new incarnations, there have been different versions, there's been a television show. Why can't we get anything as good? But you have to wonder if that first group where there's already some preconceived notions of how bad it's going to be going into that second set. I'll see it. I love comic book movies in every way, shape, and form. So I don't care if it's bad. I'm going to go see it. I'm going to enjoy it. I might not go see it, but I will see it. And I'm looking at you, Regal. Do not get me started about your fees that y'all decided to charge your members again. So in reality, it might become more and more difficult for some of us to go see movies. But I will definitely be watching this either at the theater or at home, whichever one.
All right. I got that. I feel that. I understand that everybody's economic situations are different than everyone else. So we should always respect that of other people. To your points about what you said about The Crow, I agree. You know, what you said, if you're a true fan of this character, you know the mythos, you know everything about this character and about fans and their feelings. You know, again, that's a problem with that. I think we as fans of with fandom and critics, you know, the source material, the things you love are always still there, but it's always a new generation that's going to have their chance to see it and have their own version. I had the blessing and the honor to see it because I have an interview that you all will see as of this week, now that I can release it, because I actually saw Crow weeks ago. I interviewed the stunt coordinator, Adam Horton, who does a phenomenal job on this film. He's done a ton of stunt work. If you look him up on IMDb, you can see all the various projects he's worked on. One of them happened to be like John Wick, if you will. So he brought it on this film. There's an amazing scene at an opera that you see a little bit in the trailer there that was mind-blowing. But check out that interview with Adam Horton. But in regards to Crow, I think the OG Brandon Lee film gave us the best visual representation that matched the comic books with Brandon Lee in the outfit, the costume. Obviously, from the trailer, you're not getting that, but there's that shouldn't matter in another way. Although I know purists, we want that look, we want that character. I know I'm guilty of that sometimes as well in regards to comic book translations, but I can bend at the knee to a certain extent. So. Because I think with this one, and I'm gonna say it, has the better story than that OG Crow. Has the better story.
Simple. To be fair, it was a very simple plot.
Yeah, but we get a little bit more of that relationship. You know, it was very quickly done in the original Crow. Here we understand and we can get into that relationship a lot more, and then so on, and then other things happen. I don't want to spoil for people that haven't seen it yet. But I really enjoyed this new Crow. I went in with low to no expectations and came out very pleasantly surprised. Yeah. And if it's not for you, then it's not for you, but don't hate on it just to hate on things because it doesn't, because it's not your OG Crow or whatever. Let fandom live, let other people grasp onto something new. I think it's perfect for this generation to introduce it, and the way some of the story is enthralled with it, but the course elements are purely what we love from James O'Barr's Crow. If you're a true James O'Barr Crow fan, his stamp is in there, and I think he gave it. But anyway, we're lingering too long. There'll be a full review on The Crow, but I put out a post that I when I first saw it to like really just shut down the haters, but because of embargoes, I had to take it down. I'm just really excited for people to check this out because there's just so much hate out there about it. I think it'll eventually find its audience. I think the haters are still going to hate as we go into the release. But if I could be one of the positive people, and then when you finally see it, and then you decide for yourself without letting the noise speak for you, you might find that there's a good film in there as well. So anyway, that's The Crow. We don't get on soapboxes, Heather. Why are we doing that right now? Anyway, let's check out my next two picks, and to me, are two of the best thrillers that came out this year, along with Longlegs. Those are my top three as of this recording. So let's check out my top two. So here we go. First up, Strange Darling. Let's check it out.
Do you have any idea the kind of risks a woman like me takes every time she agrees to have a little fun?
Never thought about it that way.
Of course you haven't. You're not a woman.
Love hurts.
You seem like a nice guy.
Love scars.
But the real issue is safety.
Love wounds.
That's life or tough.
And more.
So I'm gonna have to ask you a question. Are you a serial killer?
What did you just say?
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Can you help me, please?
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
I'm in control.
No. Maybe I lied.
You know you asked for this, right?
How did I get so lucky tonight?
I know it isn't true. No, it isn't true.
Gotcha.
All right, dropping this week. Strange Darling. Heather and I will be putting together a full review on this. I know I have a lot of thoughts. Heather and I haven't spoken of her thoughts yet, so I'm curious. There is our reaction. We actually did, I think, an initial reaction to this, right, Heather? That's out there, or did we not? Or maybe the other team did.
We did a different one. We did a different one that looked really similar.
Okay.
About with like a lot of running too, but it's not this. You might have done one of this with Webster Style, but I did not. This one kind of came out of left field last week when you brought it up to me. So
for you, okay. I know we did. So we have a lot of teams here, but I'm very curious, and I'm looking forward to when Heather and I review it, because I know how you watch movies sometimes, Heather, and I think this one really has to take your attention to get it. So I'm very curious. But anyway, what are your thoughts just based off of the trailer, and without trying to give what your review stuff that we'll have in our review?
The trailer is very interesting. It definitely looks like a classic cat and mouse, and I think that's what the actual description is. It's supposed to be a classic cat and mouse kind of film. And I was very curious when you sent it to me, and when I read the initial description, because you spoke very highly of it, and I was just like, okay, well, that's curious. Let's jump in. It's definitely the start of Halloween season. That's something I didn't talk about. I spent like all Saturday Halloween shopping.
That's right. I did see you went to Spirit Halloween.
I did go to my first Spirit Halloween for the season. They are not fully open, but because they're getting popular earlier and earlier, they're kind of pre-opening stores that aren't full yet. So they had a whole bunch of signs everywhere that said coming soon, coming soon. But with that going, it's getting into that mindset. And this is definitely one of those films that doesn't look like it's going to be a bloodbath, like a regular like horror movie, but it's going to be something that's going to carry you. Now, whether my opinion on that stays as we do our review, y'all are going to have to follow the channel to figure that out.
All right. There is definitely some interesting things happening in this one. I don't want to give anything away, so I'm going to keep it for the review, but the trailer grabbed me instantly, and so I wasn't sure what I was going to get, and it flips, but again, I'll save that for the review. But I thought it was done from the trailer, shot done really well. Let me go ahead and promote in tied to that beyond the review. I did speak with the writer, director, JT Molnar, as well as the DP, director of photography, who's also a legendary actor, Giovanna Ribisi. Check out that interview dropping this week on the channel to go along with the review. And I also spoke with musician Zeeberg, who you hear her song in the trailer as well, who did the soundtrack, and she's phenomenal, and her music really went well with the whole film. So there you go. Strange Darling, my top pick this week, and to me, the top thriller of the year at this moment. Blink Twice. I know those are big words. I'm throwing a lot of big words and big standings to Heather right now with the different films this week. These are thrillers, Heather. My top 3 thrillers of the year: Blink Twice, Strange Darling, and Long Legs. Let's check out Blink Twice.
So everybody's dead. How about we start at the beginning?
It explains everything first.
Okay, here we go. Jess, Frida, this is my childhood buddy, Cody. Vic, my left and right hand man.
Perfect.
Tom.
Hi. All right, who did this?
This is Frida, Sarah, Frida.
Cute nails. Thank you.
This is our resident wonder boy, Heather, Camilla. Hey, what's up, man? I don't know who that is. We're going to my island for a few days. Do you guys want to come?
This is crazy. Did we just jet off to a billionaire's island with a bunch of strangers? No, he's not a stranger. He's Slater King.
Everybody say, making memories! Making memories!
You having a good time?
We're having a great time. We're drinking champagne and we're eating amazing food. So do you think the human sacrifice is before or after dinner? The legendary parties of Slater King. Not what I thought it was gonna be.
We still have fun. It's just a little different now.
What do you mean? Phones, please. Wait, for real?
You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do.
I'm having a great time here. But I also have this feeling that I'm like, not.
Where's my knife? Who has my knife?
Oh, dude, your eye.
What? Oh, no, I know, right?
There's something weird going on here.
Everybody's smiling and laughing like 1960s flight attendants. Like, I'm having a good time. I'm like, I'm having a great time. Can't you feel it? There's something wrong with this place. Where's Jess?
Who's Jess?
My friend that was in the room next to mine.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
I feel like we're forgetting like a lot of stuff.
Okay, but like, how? Something's making us forget.
Uh-oh.
We need to know what's really going on.
Blink twice if I'm in danger.
Well, maybe not. Let's not answer that one, right?
All right, there you go. Blink twice. I have to say this. I wish we didn't show these trailers because I think with both of these films, you need to go into a blind, which I somewhat did with both of them when I finally watched them and was pleasantly surprised. I was like, what? And at the end, I was still like, what the F with both of these films that I watched after I saw them. But just the story, the way they were shot, I just thought they're amazing. And to me, what you want in a thriller. And yeah, what do you think about Blink Twice, Heather? What do you think of the base concept?
I am pretty excited to see Channing Tatum break people's. I'm excited for his next chapter in life where he is just pissing everyone off because he actually has a pretty good range of ability in acting, and people have spent his entire career just shitting on him for absolutely no reason. Like, he seems like a quality guy and people just hate on him for no reason. And he's got some good range, he's got some good ability. He just likes to have fun in his films, and that's okay. I'm very curious to see it. Unfortunately, once again, I'm kind of going and picking and choosing my films now. But this is definitely a movie that will be on my list as soon as it hits streaming. But I think that this would definitely be one of those. It's like just below the paying for category for me. But I'm very interested. It's got a great cast of people. And it looks like one of those movies that will have like that rant, like not like Saltburn, because I don't think there's ever going to be another film like Saltburn. But I feel like it's going to be one of those types of films where what's really going to get you are those really weird moments. It's a thriller, it's a drama, it's this or that, but it's not necessarily stuck in that genre position. It feels like it's going to put random things in the mix that's going to get you. If that makes sense.
Not Saltburn, but definitely a trip of a film.
That's what I mean. I'm not trying to compare it to Saltburn. Yeah. I'm saying that.
Oh no, I got you.
There's moments,
There's like some really wild out stuff in Saltburn that I know people were like, when I saw Saltburn, I was like, what the fuck? There's some what the F in both Strange Island and Blink Twice, but not the adults sexual nature stuff that Saltburn gave us.
You don't need exact Saltburn moments, but you got those moments that
shout out to Saltburn. Shout out to Emerald Fennel, man. Like, Saltburn was dope. I really enjoyed Saltburn. That shit was crazy.
Go watch our review and see it and there's an interesting perspective that we have. We have opposing opinions to Saltburn.
So yeah, but blink twice. I didn't see too much until I went into it and was pleasantly surprised. And yeah, Channing Tatum, that brother he gets hate because he's so fucking good looking. He can dance. He can act his ass off. He takes no shorts. He's just superior in so many different categories that, you know, the haters are going to hate. And I've met the man when I worked on Step Up to the Streets, when I worked on that film as a dancer way back when, just chilling and just very nice, cool cat. Who knew he was going to blow up to be this big, and props to him because yeah, he's phenomenal in pretty much everything he's done. He has a lot of range, and but haters gonna hate because he's got everything. He's got everything. He's got Zoe Kravitz, who, by the way, amazing director on this and kills it. Also co-wrote the screenplay on Blink Twice. A great way to come out the pocket of being an actor with this first project. I gotta definitely give props to her on this. I'll probably have a full Blink Twice review as well. And Giovanni Ribisi, who we know as an actor, this is his first big feature. He's done a little bit of crew work on some other projects, but this is like his first time DPing and did a phenomenal job. He has an eye as an artist, and it showed with what you see in Strange Darling. But there you go. Those are the picks. There's also Greedy People. We may have a review on that. Heather's going to drop a Place of Bones review. That drops this week. The Killers coming to, I think, Peacock. The Supremes at Earl's All You Can Eat. That film is dropping this week. I'm going to have some interviews with the talent on there. Terminator Zero is coming to Netflix. There's a lot of stuff dropping this week. It's crazy. But there you go. Those are the picks, Heather. The Crow, Blink Twice, Strange Darling. Where we at this week? I'm all thumbs up on this one.
I think I'm a thumbs up. What's going to ruin this? And it ruined my chance to see a personal opinion of going to the theaters to see Romulus. Is a big thumbs down to the movie theaters who are just continuously rising prices to the point where many people cannot enjoy feature films like they are supposed to be enjoyed. So thumbs up to the series. Big thumbs down to the fact that a lot of us won't be able to see it because greed.
I understand that. They need to make it more accessible. They definitely need to make it more accessible because most times when I'm at the theater, they're so barren, and that's unfortunate. If you lower the prices, it makes it more conducive for people to come to the theater. So I agree. But there you go. Those are the picks. So if you're thinking about spending that hard-earned dollars, those are our feelings on it. Those are what I'm recommending to you all. And we'll have our full reviews and more on the NRW. I can't think anymore. It's a crazy day. So thank you, Heather. I'm Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. Go check out our interviews. Like I said, we're going to have them on the channel as well as the reviews. But those are our picks for this week, man. Let us know what you are looking at, what you think. If we missed anything, hit us up in the comments below. Heather Hurt, Kuya P. Nerds Rule the World.